Alright, small little short video. Doing a little different in my bed. But this one just about abortions, and I know whatever whatever you want to think, you should think, but this is just my outlook on it, okay? Because what we're trying to say is that no offense, 90% of the abortions out there, I'm just guessing numbers. I'm no facts to back up really, but just how I see things and come to take it in. But a good 90, 80, 70% of the abortions out there are just from women having sex and men not using a condom. All right, women, you have your own condoms. You got birth control. You got the IV. You got this, that. And you even got abortions. All right, which honestly, can't we just take that one off the table? I mean, you either wrap it, pop it, or just don't do it, and then we can just not have to worry about this abortion thing. Unless we want to talk about it to the moral compass, wherein you want to talk about rape or incest and all that. But if we actually just took away the whole abortion thing, where it's just wrong, then we can focus on this moral compass instead of trying to use this moral compass to prove why we need abortions. That's all we're doing, right? This whole, I mean, I'm a kid that I was a child that my mom that was told by the doctors to abort me because I was life threatening birth. But look at me here, almost 37. My mom said no. All right, and I know people want to use this whole that 5 year old that fucking was forced to have a child, and these 10 year olds are being taught about if you're having sex, if you're sexually active. 16 year olds are actually having kids. All right, but there has to be a better way than abortions. All right, now I don't believe in killing on being raped. All right, no disrespect to anybody that's been raped, but I don't agree with blaming any of that on the child. All right, there's many other ways to deal with that child than to kill it. All right. Now I think that guy should be castrated. All right, flat out, he should be castrated. Um, but either way, when a female gets pregnant, either you have abortion or you keep it. You're still gonna have to deal with trauma. Right? You still have trauma to deal with from walking away from that child to give it up for adoption to abort it, just to even go through the rape. There's trauma, 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 trauma. All right. So adding more trauma of because that's gonna come back and haunt you. You know it is. It is. All right. You think that 10 years down the road after you have the abortion, you're like, fuck, why not? It's gonna fuck with you. All right. If it doesn't, then I'm sorry, you don't have a heart. All right. If it doesn't fuck with you still after an abortion, you don't have a heart. All right. And I get it. Don't want to raise that child, that rape baby. All right. I feel it. Whatever. All right. But that's not the baby's fault. That's not the baby's fault. All right. And then if you just didn't have sex until you were ready to have, get with somebody that you're, I mean, because that's a big stop right there. Like you want to have sex, cool, it feels great, that's great, I get that. But then be safe about it. If you're not ready to have a child and settle, and you're not sure if you want to settle down with this man, or if you're not sure if you want to settle down with this woman, all right, then be safe or just don't do it. All right. And I know from personal experience when I was younger, saying I love you to get a piece of ass. All right, and it does fuck with men. All right, it does. These head games, these playing games you want to fucking play, it does fuck with us once we grow up. But by then, you've already done so much damage to all the women. All right, so you've already done this damage, and then when it finally catches up with you, then you got to deal with all these years of being a dick for some female love. All right, so I just think this whole abortion thing really needs to be. I mean, it has to be morally compassed. It has to be logical grounded. It has to be factual based. All right, because one, what they do to abortion, that's just wrong. No human being should go through that kind of trauma to get told that you don't get to live anymore. Suck you out of the vacuum. All right. I mean, look up what the babies go through. And what's the soonest you can get one? What's the latest you can get one? And then check out on how far along and how formed your baby is. All right. And then look up what abortions entail. And then just really think about it. I mean, because you want to have one in the end, whatever. That's your body, your choice, whatever. Unless a guy is involved and wants to be a part of that kid's life. All right. That's another thing. Like, there's been guys out there, like, you don't want anything to do with the baby? Fine. Give me him. Give me the baby. Bye. Go live your life. You want to come see him? Fine. Cool. You don't want to pay for his bills? Whatever. Deuces. All right. Like, but there has to be. a better way. Like murder, war, combat, violence has to be to the last resort. Not the easiest, not the whatever. The last resort. The last thing you think about is ending something, or hurting someone, or fucking somebody over. That's the last thing you need to do. Revenge, last thing. It has to be when your buttons get pushed to the max, where you just but let it go, right? With the whole vengeance, and revenge and all that crap. Let that go, all right? But murder and all that has to be the last resort. It has to be. Um, See, I mean, just think about like, if we took all these rules that are being fought for and all that into reality, and think about what would happen if they were going on when we were young. I mean, because like, what if this abortion thing, and what if and this gets fucking, put in play, and then just imagine like, you had to go through this, and imagine it in the future where your kids have to deal with it. I mean, because like as our time goes by, our world is not going to be the same as our parents, and it's not going to be the same as their parents. It's not going to be the same as their parents, and going on into the future as well. The world that we live in is not going to be the same as our kids, and it's not going to be the same as our kids' kids, and it's not going to be the same as our kids' kids. All right, the world changes. That's evolution. That's the whole point of growth. It's not staying in one place. But when it comes, I think honestly, society, religion, and government need to find a work hand in hand together. Okay, there's things that honestly, yes, the people just need to trust the government and knowing best. But there's things that honestly society knows what to do, and there's things that honestly the church has a good value point on how to handle things. And then there's things honestly that we all have to learn to work together because it's the big picture, and we all share in this world. All right. So when it comes down to this whole abortion thing, I just think there has to be a better way. All right. There has to be a better way than that. There has to be, and there is. You might not like it, but there is a better way. You might feel like it's taking away your choice, but that's because churches know best and the government understands that people are speaking. All right, killing a child, like no offense, but most of these women out here are like fucking having sex and they get pregnant. And they've got the Plan B. They've got fucking birth control, like 3 or 4 kinds of like IV versions of birth control. They got millions of pill popping birth control. Um, I mean, it's just the women choosing shitty guys and getting pregnant and then aborting the child because that didn't work. All right, it's just that's 90%. That's a good chunk of what the fucking abortions are. It's not women getting raped. That does happen, but that's not the majority of. I mean, if you look at all these fucking court cases that have to do with fathers getting with their children and incest. I mean, I mean, especially nowadays. I mean, most of it's coming down to fucking just women sleeping around, guys not fucking having any common sense to be a man. They just want to be a boy playing fucking man. All right, like no, I mean, but honestly, when it comes down to fucking who wears the pants in the whole fucking reality, I mean, honestly, women do. I mean, like when you fucking get married, you fucking can lose half your fucking shit. Women have 90% of rights over kids. All right, like they can leave and take the kids, and there's nothing a guy can do. So like on top of that, marriage, honestly, there's no value to it really anymore. Government is just blaming this, doing this, and fucking up shit, and they're supposed to be our voice and our face. Churches mean well, but are going at a way that they're pushing more people away than they're bringing in, not meeting their quota, in a matter of speaking. So like, yeah, this this was mainly about abortions and my outlook on it, but I like to ramble about because like I think all this stuff actually has to play a part. Like abortions, the stuff's going to Russia and Ukraine, the stuff that's going in our own hometown with homeless, drugs. I mean, all of this paints a picture of the big picture we all share and live in. The world and reality. All right, we all add colors to it to shape this world. And your personal life is pretty much your I can't your paint. All right, that's your personal life. Those are your paint. Right. The world and reality is our canvas, but we're all painting it. All right. That's what we have to understand. We're all painting it. All right. And if you look at the picture on the basic foundation, everybody wants the same thing. We all want the same fucking thing, whether you're religious or not, whether you're atheist or not. Like Wiccan, pagan, Hindu, even Satanist. All right, satanic, fucking Muslim. We all want the same thing. Does everybody want to fight 24/7? Do we all want to bitch and complain? Do we all want to fucking worry about our shit getting stolen? Do we want our family to be on drugs? Do we want our family, and our loved ones going to war and dying or coming back insane or lost a leg? I mean, is that the world we want? Do we want our 16-year-olds to have to worry about getting pregnant, or do we want them to have some kind of religious moral compass to know either be safe while you have sex or be ready for your consequences? That's the big thing. Be ready for your consequences. If you want to have sex, fine, but be safe. Wear a condom. But I don't want to, I'm allergic. There's plenty of condoms that you're not allergic to. Oh, we just like to feel, all right? But sometimes you gotta take the hit. Either you get to be with her even a little bit, or you don't get to be with her at all. All right, plain and simple. All right, so wrap it or fucking ride. Pop a pill or don't do it. I mean, just leave the middle ground, the killing the babies out of this shit. I mean, it's bad enough with the fucking LGBT plus fucking community not really doing their fair share to keep the fucking maps and pedophiles and groomers and kids out of drag shows. All right, it's not that fucking hard. Keep them out of drag shows. All right, kids don't like. Well, the two black guys actually said on that little TikTok video I saw, like, you want, do you want kids to go to strip clubs? Do you want them to go to the gamble at casinos? Do you want them to go to the gay bars? I mean, do you want a pedophile teaching your kid in school? I mean, I don't give a shit if I can say what you want, but do you want a pedophile? I mean, that's because that's what some of you lunatic teachers out there are acting like. You might not seem like that, but neither do they. All right, and you're not listening to parents. The parents that child is half the father and half the mother. All right, not half of you. All right, you're a teacher. Teach them letters, numbers, alphabet, shapes, colors. Animals, history of animals, biology, true biology. All right, now this made up delusional shit. All right, biology, which is based off of facts and logic. All right, not your feelings, not your ideas. Somewhat. I mean, some ideas actually came to be facts after, because that's what studying, that's what learning and doing experiments is, thoughts and equation opinions. All right? But they all root down in facts and logic and truth. Period. Truth. All right? We've done centuries of this research. We know this is this way and that way. We know that. We need this. We know how gravity exists. Right, people? But yeah. I don't know what the hell is wrong with us. We're so divided. And the only one that's benefiting from the wars, blood we spill, dividing, the hate, the arguing between us is government. And I'm talking about fucked up businessmen that don't care about anything but the dollar. That's it. They care about the dollar, all right? And your soul, your mind, your time, and your children's time, and their money, and their life, and their blood, all right? We need to come together, people, and start thinking emotionally, logically, and factually, and mentally, all right? It has to have all of them. You have to have morals and facts. You have to have logic and reasoning, all right? You have to. And once we throw all this shit out the fucking window, we're gonna fucking fail. Our government is close to collapsing if you guys don't realize that. Every government has fallen. Every government has fallen. From back to Egyptian, to Babylon, to fucking Greece, to Roman, all governments collapse. All right? It's just a matter of time. That's it. It's a matter of time. So America, get ready, because our government's going to collapse. The people are getting fed up. And the people are getting too divided. We are getting way too divided to where there's not going to be any reason or logic, and it's all about feelings. And what's after that? Actions. Because you're not hearing my feelings. You're not hearing me. So we got to act. And I got to make you listen. Or get rid of you. That's where, like to raising a kid. If you just let him do what he wants, he's going to act like a terror. And what happens when he acts like a terror? There's no consequence. There's no repercussion. So I mean, like, that's where I'll leave with this one right now. I can call it now. I mean, but yeah, come on, people.